We think about Jesus' command to go make disciples. Well, many believers say things like, I wasn't called to minister to those type of people. And what they really mean is ministering outside of my comfort zone is not where I'm willing to go. But this command from Christ to go make disciples of Christ can only be carried out by disciples who look like Christ. And the only way we can look like Christ is if our identity is in Christ. See, a lot of us as humankind, our identity is in our emotions, in our profession, in our possessions, in our intellect, or sadly, even in our skin color. And if our identity is in any of those things, our identity is not in Christ. But check this out. The object of your identity is the object of your worship. And you will become to look like the God you worship. Now think about this. If Jesus would have taken that attitude, he would have never left heaven to come minister to people like you and me. Because every last one of us is definitely outside of heaven's comfort zone. Think about it. You say you follow Christ. He left gold to come here to hang around with you dust. You know what I'm saying? And so my challenge, my edification is always to the church, because if the church isn't standing strong, the world is not met with the light to come out of darkness. Jesus' enemies had a nickname for him. It was a friend of sinners. They couldn't call him a sinner. They said he was a friend of sinners. Jesus said, you look at me and you say I came eating and drinking, and you call me a glutton and a wine bibber. Okay, I'm not going to try to get into the semantics, how he drank wine, whatever. Don't drink wine, just to be on the safe side. It's kind of hard to say I'm witnessing for Christ while I'm hanging out in the bar, just. You may have that ministry. I don't have that ministry, so I'm not, He said a friend of tax collectors and sinners, hookers and gangsters, dope fiends, embezzlers. He was a friend of sinners. If that's Christ, then I can never say I wasn't called to minister to those people. Because guess what? You are those people. Discipleship and revival is messy. It's not clean. There's no white picket fence. It's getting in the gutter to pull each other out. It takes being like Christ to follow Christ. And so that my identity is really in Christ, the only way I can teach others to be disciples of Christ is to look like Christ. But check this out. Jesus was a shepherd that smelled like the sheep. So if you don't smell like the sheep, you probably smell like a wolf. That's my edification.